New game time, and this one's nothing like what we've played before. Welcome to the Thaumaturge, a supernatural RPG set in 1905 Warsaw. This isn't just about combat, it's about choices, flaws, spirits, and even Rasputin.
Smell this.
In this first episode, we uncover hidden traumas, brawl with boot thieves,
Nice boots. Very warm.
and try to prove to a legend that we're more than just sick and confused. Let's see what being a Thaumaturge really means. Hi there and welcome to Midlife Gamer. So today kicks off a brand new gaming challenge. This is game 3 on my return to gaming in 2025, and this one is a step up, a bit of a big leap in quality and depth of gaming, I would say. My previous 2 games have been a bit basic and a good stepping stone back into gaming. But today we're diving into the Thaumaturge, and yes, I am going to butcher that pronunciation more than once, but bear with me. It's a darker, deeper role-playing game experience set in Warsaw under Russian imperial rule. We play as a man with some supernatural gifts, uncovering buried family secrets and struggling with a power that is both a gift and a curse. Well, that is according to some of the write-up I've read. I've always leaned towards RPGs in my past and seen a few reviews on YouTube. This one's grabbed my attention. It blends detective work with some turn-based combat and includes a unique ally called a Salutor, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Ghoulish companion who uncovers truths and helps in battle. Now, here's where I'll be upfront with you. I'm honestly not sure how I'm going to record this yet. The Thaumaturge has a very heavy narrative from what I've seen. Lots of dialogue, and it also uses some Polish and Russian names and terminology and words throughout. I don't want to stumble through pronunciations in a way that feels distracting or worse, disrespectful to the languages and cultures represented in the game. I'm not totally sure how I'm going to tackle that yet, and the style that I'm going to go with in the game recording. It may change as we progress through the playthrough. So for everybody that has tuned in, I'm glad you're along for the ride. Let's jump into the Thaumaturge and see what secret Warsaw holds for us. Okay, Thaumata is a word deriving from Greek. It means miracles, okay? A thaumaturge or a tempermancer is one able to discover secret lineage in people or places. They recognize flaws or stigmas imprinted on the human psyche and can bring them to the surface. Are they a doctor of souls? Okay, interesting. It is impossible to fully name the essence of the thaumaturge without being born one. Okay, so this sounds like it's some sort of psyche ability here that we've got, and we can potentially, I guess, understand people's attitudes. Yeah, I'm not sure attitudes is right. Maybe it's more a reading of their emotions and getting a sense of someone's fears, motives, perhaps. Anyway, let's crack on.
For years I've been seeing you in my dreams, and lately more and more. I know it's you, but I can no longer recognize your face. I don't know if I'd recognize you if I saw you.
Ooh, I'm not looking too good there.
I hope your condition hasn't worsened much since you last wrote. I can hardly imagine what a nightmare you're going through. Remember, you're not alone. I'm sure our father would be happy to help, if only you asked him. I assure you that for now, I haven't said a word to him about your search or your health, just as you requested. He doesn't know your intention, and with God as my witness, he'll not find out from me. I know you think the only thing that can help you is a miracle. But such itinerant miracle workers, preachers, and folk mystics often take advantage of those in grave condition who are desperate or seeking help. I hope the man you're pursuing can actually ease your mind. But if not, remember that in the end, we will find a way to help you. Just because we can't see it now does not mean it doesn't exist. Send word as soon as you get there. I want to know you're safe. With as much love as I have. Ligia.
Could you spare a moment for me? I'd like to send a telegram.
Of course. Pardon me, sir, but are you feeling all right?
Yes, thank you.
You're not looking your best.
Thank you.
What's your message?
So yeah, like I was saying, he's clearly not winning any health awards here today. And here we go, our first multiple choice moment. Not entirely sure how much weight these choices carry, but I guess that becomes clear as we move through the story. And we may have just caught our first glimpse of our ghostly companion during that cutscene. Intriguing stuff. Right, decision time. So what's my message going to be? I really don't want to play a trick on him as he's trying to help me here. Why would I be so cruel? Let's go ahead and dictate our
Take
message.
this down, please. Arrived. I think I have found him. I hope he will receive me. I will write as soon as I am able.
And payment?
On receipt.
Anything to add at the end?
Do we have anything to add? So we can send a greetings to our sister, aggravate our father. I don't know why we would want to rile up dear old dad for no reason. Or don't add anything. Let's go ahead and sign off with a polite message to our
Please add,
sister.
My love to you, my sister.
Touching. From whom?
My name is Wiktor Szulski. S-Z-U-L-S-K-I. And Victor with a W, not a V.
Interesting name. Where's this headed?
Warsaw. Russia.
And this is supposedly Georgia. Russia here and Russia there. Russia everywhere. On every map.
Maps change. I know. Let's get on with it.
Pardon?
I was talking to myself. Which way to the village?
The coachman is picking up the mail. Maybe he'll give you a ride.
Thank you.
Loony.
And we're set here in 1905, early 20th century Warsaw during the Russian occupation. Right, okay, we found a lost letter. Dear Antony, it feels like ages have passed since your last letter, or maybe it's just the winter that makes everything good and warm seem distant. As you can guess, the life of an exile does not spoil me. Years ago, I was uprooted from my homeland and sent to a foreign land among foreign people to fight under the Russian banner. And how am I today? I live among people who hate me. I'm losing my health and my mind and cultivating that land that I fertilise with the blood and flesh of its sons. And I can't leave here. I can't stop reminiscing. Death seems only to be my means of escape. Please pray for me, Konstantin. P.S. I don't think this letter will make it through the censorship, but if it does, please tell Annie Elka that the thoughts of her brought me solace until the very end. Wow, that's very sad. So we got a bit of experience for reading that letter, and we've got an entry added to our journal source there. And we've got another letter here. Dear Janko, please stop with the gentry snobbery and listen to what I have to tell you. Times are changing. You can no longer rely solely on the property ownership. The peasants are different now, and it's not all clear how things will turn out in the coming years. You just have to look. Wherever you turn, you'll hear about revolts and peasant guerrillas going at the lords with pitchforks. We have to protect ourselves, as something on the side, some business that will allow us to live with dignity. That's why I'm telling you this for the last time. Go to the bank in Tiflis and take a loan against half our assets in the Caucasus. I'm not sure if that's how you say that, I do apologise. Invest in the oil business in Baku. The railroad is already getting there and the world needs kerosene. You need to act. I will send you all the documents and authorizations. Don't delay any longer. Greetings, Lou. So again, we got some more experience there to what I do not know. Just a quick note here, like I mentioned earlier, some of these words and names are going to be a bit tricky for me to pronounce. I'm honestly debating whether to keep things more quiet during the letters and lore and just let people read them themselves. And I'll jump in when I have something meaningful to say. Do I really need to read everything out? I'm not quite sure. If you've got any thoughts or tips, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'd really appreciate the input. Okay, so it said something about pressing the right mouse button activates a perception skill. So what does that mean? Right, okay, it lays out this spooky little red mist trail pointing us where we need to go, it appears. Perception. As a thaumaturge, you possess exceptional perception. You can see things that are hidden from sight. You can anticipate the enemy's actions. You can follow traces of emotions, thoughts, actions, and words. And you can reach your goals easier. Right, I'm guessing we'll be relying on this skill a lot as an aid to our detectorists inside. Hopefully it'll help uncover extra clues, lore, bits, and hidden details tucked around the map. And we've got another letter here. Or should I say, this looks more like a paper. The Tiflis Herald. The tragic events of August 29 have cast a shadow on the city of Tiflis, leaving it in a deep mourning. Yesterday's rally, where reform proposals set out by the Minister Alexander Bolyin were to be discussed, was brutally interrupted by Cossack troops that stormed inside the municipal board building. Armed Cossacks entered the conference room, wreaking havoc in the turmoil. 60 people were killed and over 100 were injured. People are shocked at another instance of unjustified aggression against the nation of Georgia. Many believe more mass strikes are inevitable. So that is very sad. And I know this game is fictional, but it's not fantasy for the sake of fun. This game is pulling straight from what appears to be real historic struggles, and if that kind of thing actually went down, what that article is saying there, that's rough. And I need to approach this game with a little respect in my commentary, I think. Okay, guess we need to speak to this guy here.
Hello. Are you going to the village by any chance?
Hello there. Where else? There's nowhere to go here, sir. The station, the village, and the cemetery. That's all. A horse can't go any higher.
The village is what interests me.
Well, if you've got reason to be there, climb in.
Okay, do we say thank you and get in? Ask if there's a healer in the village. I think that's actually why we've come to this place.
So is it just locals living in the village?
Who else would want to live in a shithole like this?
I actually meant, is there anyone visiting, a guest?
Ah, you came for some healing. Well, he's no guest here. He's been here months, my friend. The people are tormented, so he's sure got folks to heal.
Where might I find him?
I bet he's still in the tavern. He prays this time of day. Oh, he prays a heck of a lot. You getting in, or what?
Are we getting in or what? Well, I think so. I don't think there's any need to stay and look around here at the moment.
I'd be grateful.
Always nice to have someone to shoot the breeze with. Nothing to see around here. This is everything. Hard to get lost in this place. Head to the tavern over there, past the little square, up the steps. They'll tell you where the preacher's at. Or this time of day, he'll be there himself.
Thank you.
Alright, our journal's just updated. We're now looking for the miracle worker in the tavern. That sounds like our healer there. Let's have a quick look around before we head in. Oh wait, something's been highlighted over here. What's this? A protective charm made of string, sticks and feathers. It's supposed to protect the residents from the influence of evil powers. So there's definitely a belief system at work here, some kind of spiritual magic at play. We have another letter. I'm going to struggle here with these pronunciations. Is that Bridzola? Proletariatis Bridzola. Soon the day will come when the people will throw off their hated shackles with one stroke of the mighty arm. Hardened by work and struggle with misery, they will get rid of the despised Tsar. May the recent events, so agonizing for many, be a torch that will kindle the flame of just a revolution. It will only take a few people to raise their heads proudly and abandon their work for the flame to become an inferno that will consume the oppressor and cleanse our lands. It is already happening. Workers in major cities are preparing for action, and the country folk are also joining the fray. The hour of trial is upon us. Let us not lose heart. So it looks like tensions are high here. There's talk of an uprising, a call to arms to push back against the current oppressors, which I believe are Russia. I'm gathering this is in reference to Russia invading Georgia, though I'm not fully up to speed on this history, so it's a lesson for me at the moment. Anything else around here? Let's use our perception skill. We do have somebody to talk to here, though.
Gentlemen, is this the tavern here?
Hey, Putnik. You coming from far?
Indeed, I'm tired.
Nice boots. Are they warm?
Nice boots, are they warm? Well, it's pretty clear here, he's after my boots. Looks like we're going to get involved in dealing with some classic old-fashioned bullies. Not entirely sure what this red symbol means. Maybe it's signalling an aggressive approach. The options we have are show no fear, or you're not looking for trouble, just passing through. Is it too early in the game to actually go for a fight?
Actually, I have particularly warm boots. Thanks.
And sooner or later, these might kick their arses.
Don't tempt me, Luca. Don't tempt me. Give me a sec. Got to sort out formalities with this tourist.
It's your snummy. We're the Tsar's soldiers.
Those don't look like soldiers' faces. Closer to thieves.
I don't think he'll talk to us voluntarily.
Victory conditions. When your enemy loses all their health points, you will win the fight. The enemy's health points are shown on the bars below their feet. Okay. While your health points are represented by a bar in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Looks like our enemies are sitting at 11 and 15 health points. Let's get this fight started. Alright, looks like we've got 2 attack options here. We have a quick strike that does between 5 and 6 damage. Then there's a planned attack. It's slower, but it hits for 11 to 14 damage. Hovering over the ability gives us a nice preview of the damage on the enemy's health bar, which is super helpful there. And wham, I get a gut punch before I can land it. But hey, our counter came in strong there. I hit him right back in the same spot and dropped him. Oh, hold up, the next guy's pulled a knife, which is a bit harsh. Action cues. Perception allows you to anticipate the enemy's actions to find out what they are planning. Unfold the actions cue at the top of the screen. Okay, so how do we do that then? Each skill has its own speed, which we've just found out. Slower skills are more powerful but require preparation, bringing the risk of enemy attack first, which we just saw. Alright, so it looks like we're now in round 3 of the fight. Checking the perception bar, our opponent won't land his hit until round 4, and even then it's only for a maximum of 4 damage. Now if we go with a planned attack, we can dish out 11 to 14 damage, but even on the high end, it's not quite enough to drop him. 2 quick attacks would max out at 12 damage, so same deal, we're not getting the knockout before he gets his hit in. No matter how I spin it, he's going to get his cut in, so may as well make my hit count. Alright, I'm going to go with a planned attack. Let's see if we can bring his health down as low as possible. Boom, nice clean rib cracker there. And he's come back with a quick slash but only took 2 points off us. Now he's sitting on just 2 health points, so it's time to finish this. Quick attack lands right on the snoot. That's gotta sting.
There's the Ruskies right. They won't report us. They'll be too embarrassed to admit some cripple got the better of them.
Alright, so after dealing a few solid punches to the face and the gut there, those guys are down, but it looks like we've now got something new catching our attention. There's an icon on the menu that definitely wants a closer look. Thaumaturge points. On the Grimoires cover, there are available Thaumaturge points that you can spend on the tree. Purchase skill upgrades, improve your powers with any dimension, and hunt Salutors to enable further development. Right, so what we got going on here? So we got Dimension Force, Heart, Mind, Deed, and Word. It doesn't actually tell us what each dimension does though, does it? Let's have a quick nosy down the skill tree for each one. So Heart, at the next level, we get a skill called Gamble. A skill upgrade gives us 60% chance of dealing double damage. Okay, that's good. And then we have Dimension Force. This upgrade adds a point to the Dimension Heart. Yeah, this looks like it's the case for each one of these upgrades. Pretty standard stuff, really. Every time we upgrade a skill, we're bumping up the related dimension stat by 1. Makes sense in the grand scheme of things. Whoa, okay, so the skill tree is actually pretty big. Now, the question is, do we focus on one specific dimension, or do we spread things out for a balanced build? We won't get enough points for everything. Oh, wait, who's this guy? Ah, it's our spectral companion, and his name is Oopa, which I'm most probably not saying correct. Right, so let's have a look. So the next one along in the heart dimension is Perfect Efficiency. It makes every attack on the enemy deal the maximum possible damage. Alright, cracking open the mind tree, let's see what brain power buys us. Restores your focus. So what's focus then? Have we actually been told what that is? I'm not sure what that is, but the next skill along is Lucky Chance. There's a 60% chance of slowing enemies' actions. Honestly, not blown away yet, but that's mainly because I don't even know what focus is. Next up is the D dimension, and its first skill is Thief of Thought. Reduces focus by 1 additional point if the enemy is in a suffering state. So focus really does seem to be a big deal in this game. Just a shame I don't know what that is. Right, after that we've got Brutality. Increases the damage from the Salutors' next attack by 50%. But the tree suggests that more companions could show up later, I'm guessing. Finally, we've got Word. Fortune. Offers a 50% chance to interrupt an enemy's planned action. Then there's Powerful Mind. Mental defense, make you lose focus instead of taking damage with a 4-to-1 ratio. Again, I need to figure out what this focus is, but that seems like it could act as some kind of a mental shield and could be a lifesaver when the enemies get a little bit tougher in the game. Honestly, I'm not sure where to go with this yet. That double damage ability is definitely tempting, but I don't want to just throw points around without a plan here. I think that's a quick way to mess up a good build. I am most probably going to need to look into this a bit more, but for now, I'm leaning towards that double damage perk. Yeah, let's try the double damage perk and hope that there's a respec option down the line should I mess this up. Regardless, I now have upgrades flashing for me. So skill upgrades. Each skill can be upgraded. Place the upgrade in the designated spot on the skill icon. Each upgrade takes some space. Choose wisely. Ugh, I don't like the sound of that. So we can only slot our new unlock into one action skill. It doesn't affect all of our attacks, which is a bit of a bummer really, but makes sense balance-wise. Now I'm thinking, should I attach that to the quick attack? That way I get 2 chances to hit big in the same time it'd take for only 1 heavy strike. However, the heavy strike attack landing a double would probably end the fight outright. But I'm thinking, let's go for the quick attack. Double the chances, right? 2 dice rolls are better than 1, I guess. And hey, if it doesn't work out, fingers crossed, we can reshuffle later on. Nice little doggy there. Hello there.
Good boy.
So we've got nowhere else to go here but in the inn. Ooh, Rasputin. So, is Rasputin the healer then? We do have another letter here though, so let's go and have a quick look at that first. News from Yerevan. Our correspondents report that the newly appointed Governor-General of the Yerevan province, Prince Napoleon Louis Joseph Jerome Bonaparte, has just arrived in town. The highest officials were present at the welcoming ceremony, followed by a dinner with representatives from Yerevan's most eminent families. The Governor-General's address to the townspeople is expected in the next few days. So we have Napoleon Bonaparte getting in the storyline here. So that's a little bit more experience from reading that letter, and I guess now that's where we get our points from to spend on our skill tree. So we need to make sure we're picking up all these little bits of lore wherever we can. There's nothing else going on here, so let's go and introduce ourselves to Rasputin.
Forgive me, sir. Is your name Grigory Efimovich Rasputin?
I forgive you.
I'm sorry. It's just I've been looking for you for a very long time, and...
And you expected a thinking simpleton, an illiterate who swindles sick people and claims he can speak to God himself. I already said I forgive you.
Yes, I've heard. Especially in Petersburg. I've also heard about the healings, even hopeless cases. Inexplicable ones.
And what do you believe in?
So I'm dripping with sweat here and looking like I just crawled out the crypt. So with that in mind, I'm going to select the, I believe in his miraculous powers.
In miracles. In my condition now, I can only hope for a miracle. And I know the meaning of that word. I'm a Thaumaturge.
Where are you coming from?
So that's the correct way to say it. Thaumaturge. I'm going to have to try and remember this, but I no doubt will forget. Right, where are you coming from? I'm going to explain that we tracked him down
I first
option.
learned of you in Paris. A charismatic miracle worker from Russia. I even heard about you from my doctors. By the time I got to Petersburg, you were already gone. I've crossed almost 3 continents, through Siberia, India, and half of Europe. But if you're asking me about my origins, I'm from Poland.
From which Poland? The Russian one, the German one, or the part that belongs to Austria?
From Warsaw.
Do you have a name?
Wiktor Szulski.
On my path, I've already come across people who've lied to me about their problems, and then gone around calling me a charlatan. After them, others arrived, with pitchforks and torches. I had to endure insults and spit in my face, or flee for my life. And now you say you're a wizard from an imaginary country that no one has seen on a map in over 100 years. Forgive my amusement. I haven't had my first coffee yet.
I forgive you, and I'm still asking for help.
Prove you're a Thaumaturge, and I'll hear what you have to say.
Prove that you're a Thaumaturge. I'll hear what you have to say. I mean, I'm barely past the tutorial and I already feel like I've been hit by a freight train of flu here. So yeah, probably not operating at peak Thaumaturge just yet.
That's partly the issue I wanted to speak to you about.
Does that mean you give up?
That means I'll try, but I don't know.
All right, all right. I've met a few of your kind, so I know what you're capable of. Find something in this tavern that belongs to me, and tell me something only I could know.
First, I need to have something personal that belongs to you to learn your trace. It's a sort of pattern I'll use to recognize the other objects.
Smell this.
Okay, smell this. Yeah, no thanks. I'm not about to sniff anything a random stranger pulls out of his pocket. Oof, thank God it's just prayer beads. Time worn prayer beads with 30 woolen knots. The zeal gushing from the beads in prayer. Sorry. Oh, gosh. Trace. Rasputin. Oh, I do apologise. That's tickled me, that has. Right, time to draw a conclusion. Rasputin's wish. Rasputin has a magnetic zeal and a passion. He is a man with an attractive personality, strong and fierce, who is easy to follow. One just has to be careful not to get burned by the flames of his ardor.
I'll return to you in a moment.
I can hardly wait.
Observations are information that you can acquire by interacting with people and items. Observations make up conclusions, a valuable source of knowledge about the world and events that can help you in different situations. Perception and objects. Thaumaturge possesses perception, which allows them to read other people's emotions, actions, words and thoughts left on items. In order to recognize them, you must develop the heart, deed, word and mind dimensions sufficiently. Maybe I should be speccing points into each of the dimensions, really. On some items, you'll find a trace of someone's personality. It takes one of three forms. Unknown, you see it for the first time. It's familiar, you've seen it before, but you're not certain who it belongs to. Certain, you know exactly who left it, and traces are only revealed once you pass the test of perception on the item.
Let's take a look around.
So you go and sit down, Rasputin, while I have a look around. I'm not seeing anything as yet. Okay, right, okay. Sorry, I'm blind. These red mist patterns are hovering over objects I need to investigate.
No, that's still not it.
So we found a haircloth there, however, its trace unknown, and that's most probably because we need some skill points in the mind dimension. And of course, we've only put points into art at the moment, so we're not going to identify who this item belongs to looking around, I've got a feeling that the other items we're about to find will all line up with the other dimensions, deed, word, etc. That's my guess at least, anyway.
Who would have thought there were such layers of passion within him?
Okay, this time we have found a prayer book, an ornate prayer book containing the prayers for the Russian Orthodox Rite. However, the D dimension force is too low. However, somehow we've identified that this is a certain trace for Rasputin, which is great, should hopefully help us here with the quest. I'm not sure how that happened. So it does say I can draw a conclusion here. Rasputin's passion. Who would have thought that this priest had such passion? Surprisingly, the mask of the healer conceals an outstanding lover. Irresistible to women's hearts and bodies, perhaps this is one of his healing methods. So, although I didn't have the deed, I have found out some information on Rasputin here. And the final item is for words. Trust me to only have points in one dimension that isn't available here. And this is a dirty bowl, and we have... okay, I found about me section here in the journal. I don't think I'm going to read all these out loud here, so I'll leave it on the screen briefly for anybody that does want to read. However, it does talk about here a fallout with my father and almost losing that connection to his Salutor. And here we are, his father is Wiktor Szulski. Again, I'm not going to read this out, but basically his father had the same power as him, and when he found out that we had powers, he sent us away to Paris, which created a bit of friction there. And I'm guessing Ligia is my sister. She's actually my twin sister. And then finally we got a bit about Rasputin. Okay, let's go and check back in with Rasputin.
What have you learned, wizard?
Well, you're a zealous man. It permeates every level of your personality, your faith, your abilities.
Not such an impressive discovery.
I haven't finished yet. In Petersburg, you left behind a very devoted and very young lady-in-waiting.
At least one, my friend. Have a seat. Tell me again, why were you looking for me?
Do we inquire about his past, or do we just get straight to the problem here? I think let's delve into his love and see if that gets us any lore experience.
I can't help but ask you about that young lady from Petersburg.
Careful, I'm starting to like you. But not enough to tell you about Petersburg. How do you think I might help you?
A few years ago, I attempted to catch a wild Salutor, and that ended with me losing contact with my first Salutor. That means I can't develop my abilities. I know that my Uber is there. Sometimes he shows himself, but I can't feel the link anymore. Generally speaking, I'm losing it more and more each day. If it disappears, my mind... I'll lose my sense of reality. I'll fall into madness.
I don't know if I can help you.
Rasputin doesn't know if he can help us. I'm sure some coin will make him change his mind. Right, okay, so again, we've got this little red symbol here on this option, so I'm guessing that doesn't mean fight at all. Well, I don't think we're going to get in a fight with Rasputin. Oh, hold on, what's this? I didn't even see this before. Proud answer. It not only draws from your floor of pride level, but also feeds it even more. I'm not even sure what that means, but let's find out.
I've got money, if that's what matters.
Give it to the needy. Your riches mean nothing to me. I meant I don't know if I'm able to help you. My gift is something I've received from God. Some I've helped, others I can't say. And I've never treated a Thaumaturge.
Maybe just do the same with me as with the others.
We can try. Focus on my voice. You are safe. As long as you can hear my voice, you are safe. Let me gaze into your mind. Let me see through your eyes. Let me...
Where am I? Rasputin. There's no one in here.
Quest has updated to Shadows of Sins Past. We need to find the way. Okay, is this like some dream sequence being activated here? Here's my Salutor. Oopa.
I need to get out of here.
Yeah, this feels like a dream of some sorts.
What is this sound? Shackles?
You're blind. You've never grasped the science of spotting the perfectly obvious. Can you still not see?
What do I supposedly not see?
Flaw clouds your vision. It always has. Pride. Your damned pride and sense of superiority.
I must have gotten that from you, Father.
You'll lose, idiot. You always do. You're even losing against yourself. You can't see, but can you at least hear? You're weak, stupid, and blind. Do you hear me? Do you? Do you?
I can see, Father. Clearly.
Will you be lying there much longer? I wanted to sweep.
Where's Rasputin?
In the cemetery, chasing away evil spirits and giving people comfort. You all right?
Yes. Absolutely.
I wanted to sweep.
I'm just heading out. It's so good to see you again. And something else. I saw him clear as day. It wasn't a vision. It was a Salutor, unbound by a pact. A wild one. And if so, that means there's someone in the village with a flaw that's attracting it.
You talking to me?
I was praying.
I wanted to sweep.
Ooh, we've obtained another thermatory point. So it appears that floors attract these Salutors, and our dream showed a memory of our father talking about our pride floor there. And we have not only connected again with Upar, but possibly identified another Salutor. And that's our first look at the Thaumaturge. I'm not entirely sure how many times I've mispronounced Thaumaturge or anything else for that matter, so apologies for that. But honestly, I've really enjoyed these first 40 minutes. It's clear the game is a big step up from the last 2 games I've played. The storytelling, much deeper. There's loads of lore to uncover, and even though we've only scratched the surface of combat, it already feels promising. That said, I'm still scratching my head over what exactly focus does and how best to build out our skill tree. Right now, I'm starting to lean towards spreading points around a little bit more, but I'll do a bit more research, I think, before I lock anything in. Going forward, I also need to think about how I approach the commentary in this game, especially with all the written content there is, whether I keep reading out aloud or go quiet and let the game speak, or if anybody is watching this, read it for themselves. And maybe try and mix it up a little bit less, I think, going forward. It might even turn into a semi-silent playthrough this, and honestly, that might not be a bad thing. Thanks for anybody who has just given this a watch. I hope you're enjoying the new series. Drop a comment if you've got any tips, thoughts, or even if you just want to say hi. And on that note, have a great day.